This is an Off the Tongue podcast. Welcome to Skate Mansfield.
What's up, Skate Mansfield? I'm BJ Price.
And I'm Adam McElroy.
And we're doing another episode.
We are.
So
this
soon.
Is crazy.
It's not like 3 months in between. So, yeah.
What is happening, dude? Are we like on our game?
Yeah, I guess so. Like the stars have aligned, our schedules have lined up, and the good things are happening.
Yeah.
We'll stay with it as long as we can. We'll ride this wave.
Right. Well, actually, in all fairness, let's break the fourth wall a little bit.
Uh-oh.
The only reason our schedules lined up is because we both took a day off work.
We actually requested a day off.
That's the only way. So
okay, all right, whatever.
In all fairness, but we're here.
Exactly.
We're here.
I have some more requests coming up because I have to burn all this PTO by the end of the year, and I never take days off.
Facts.
So, but yeah, we did just do an episode recently. Please go check that out if you haven't, and subscribe and all that stuff. But on the last episode, we talk a whole bunch about how I broke my arm, and then we also talk about a lot of updates to the nonprofit and kind of what was coming up there. We'll talk a little bit more about that here, but let's leave that for later in the show so we can. I
want to plug it just for half a second.
Sure.
Just for anybody that watches for 3 minutes. Hit up the Richland Gives. The link will be in the description if you want to donate to the nonprofit. We'll get into that a little more later, but I'm just throwing it out there. Just check it out. Just say what's up.
We'll be able to give boards to people who can't afford them. We'll be able to help fund the skate parks around us, and we'll be able to do a whole bunch of good stuff.
And all the manual labor we're doing.
There's a lot.
JK, we do it for free.
We do. And that's, it's a lot of... Still tiring though.
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
We're both just like, oh, I'm tired. Yeah, we worked hard today.
Yeah,
we worked hard. So we'll talk about what we were doing a little later. But right now, I think we should. What should we do? Which one should we do?
I don't know, dude. It's up to you, bro.
Do you want to start like seeing people get broke off, or do you want to talk about BAM?
I mean, we can talk about BAM. We can talk about BAM first.
Okay. Well, we're gonna slide into the segment that everybody knows and loves, where we check on BAM, and it's called we do BAM Watch. So we're trying to figure out a little bit of what's going on with BAM. That some stuff has happened recently. It's the only reason we're coming back to watching BAM. Chet Winfield is not with us at the moment. I think he crashed.
I was just saying, R.I.P. Chet, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was a crash and burn last time.
Over Santa Monica somewhere. Yeah. And we're like, why are you out there?
It's like, bro,
Bam's
you're supposed to be in Philly.
Yeah, dude.
Like, what are you doing?
So, rip Chet. And
rip.
We'll do this one on our own, I guess. I miss Chet so much. We got to resurrect Chet at some point.
I'm sure we will.
Oh, I bet we will.
We'll run out of something to talk about one day.
100%. So let me hit a button here. Okay, so if you're watching over on YouTube, you can check out what we're kind of looking at. If you go back, this is his official, this Bam_Margera was his official like Instagram for a while.
Yeah.
But then he wasn't in charge of it for a long time. And so he had like a couple other ones, like
Captain
Creamstein.
Yeah, spelled wrong.
And it was spelled wrong.
He was so proud of it too, and they're like, "Bro, you spelled it wrong."
Yeah, and then
Captain. Yeah,
he stopped posting there, and then he started posting over on this one. So
yeah,
I guess he owns it again. But if you go down to right about here is when I think he got control of it again.
Yeah.
Because I remember when these started coming out, and I'm like, oh, this isn't... Because this page was just doing, most of the time, just pictures of...
throwbacks
throwback type stuff. And then then he started posting more stuff of what he did. And a lot of stuff where he's talking about where he's doing meet and greets. So
I have been seeing that too.
Yeah. Mixed comments a lot with what he's been doing.
Yeah.
There's a lot like he needs to... Hey, he looks like he's in trouble again, blah, blah, blah. As somebody who's been watching this from the beginning, I think he looks like he's doing okay at the moment.
I was gonna say he even looks healthier.
Yeah, and
like he looks way healthier, less like droopy.
But again, everybody's one bad day from falling out again.
Right.
But he looks like he's doing better. He's showing up to all these meet and greets and signing everything, taking pictures with fans. It's I don't know. I think he's doing all right. So, he was at that was at Tampa Am. Is that right?
Yeah, Tampa Bam.
Tampa Bam.
I like it.
So yeah, he was there, and he was.
It's one of those things where it's like, it sucks, but I'm like, I'm just waiting for it.
Yeah.
And
we all are.
I don't want to be like that, and I hope that never comes. Like, him relapsing or whatever you want to say, but
Sure.
like, it's just like there's only been 100% success rate for the last decade or whatever it was.
Right.
Like.
So and even
I'm happy to see it though. I'm happy to see it.
Yeah, man, and it's. I don't know. He's brought me so much joy in my life that it's
actually,
like.
Look at that first comment.
Yeah.
I didn't even read that.
It's sad because it's been such a roller coaster, and I hope he can really kind of stay clean this time and get everything he needs. But
he looks good.
Yeah, and he's out there doing good things, and this is like the one where I saw this and I'm like, oh, I need to hear this. It looks like he's freaking out again.
Yeah.
And he did say that he's basically in that video he talks about how he's doing much better, but he still hasn't seen his kid and he really wants to see his kid.
Right.
So, I can't.
And with the Tampa,
he didn't say it with a lot of like meanness like he was with the vitriol he had before. So, this was one he recently posted as well where he was he's just flying through somewhere.
He's in a rally car though,
yeah.
but still.
Would you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I would love like just to be a passenger in a.
I was gonna say we all grew up with Nitro Circus and Travis.
Oh yeah.
Pastrana. That's really what I wanted to do before skateboarding was like freestyle motocross, rally car, all that. Like I loved all that stuff.
I also love that. Like do you remember the Mitch Hedberg joke where he just wants to be a race car passenger?
Yeah. Turn the radio down.
He's like, hey man, can we turn the radio up?
Right.
It's like why we gotta go so fast?
Right.
Why do you keep turning left?
I love Mitch Hedberg.
So great. But yeah, it looks like he's skating again. I hope he's got his bone spurs and stuff under control, which is great. But again, he's at all these cons and stuff,
looks
meeting
so
people.
much healthier.
He does.
Too.
He's got good color.
Yeah.
And
beard shaped up, and looking
he's
decent.
shaved.
Not that I can
Doing
really say anything.
right,
but
exactly, same. But yeah, I think
he looks better than us. In all fairness, after
maybe.
our morning,
That's true.
Arms falling off.
Well, yeah, I think Bam's doing pretty all right. So I think we have a good Bam watch update for you.
That's awesome.
And this one we like. I don't think Chet's gonna believe it. Even if he comes back from the dead and he can
I was
talk
gonna
to
say
him.
zombie chat, bro.
Zombie
chat.
Zombie
that
chat.
guy's in the middle's about to turn into zombie chat.
He is. We'll
He's
look at that a
shredded,
little
though.
later. Yeah.
It's
definitely I've got so many. We haven't looked at these in forever. So
yeah. Oh man, there's a lot.
When we get to that, we can just get to that right now. Why not? It's gonna be fun. So we're gonna, as soon as I remember what button it is. I'm so sorry about all this. So I got it. Wait, no, that's the Where's My Skate Park one. I know what I'm doing.
Come on, bro.
I'm sorry. This is okay. I got it.
Strap yourselves in. Here come the fails.
I mean, that's a 6'5".
Don't look away.
Oh man, that's a 9 club, bro.
There's a bunch of these too. So if we come over to here, which one do we want to start with? You know what? Yeah, we got to see somebody getting broken off first. So I know you want to see this.
That
one,
guy's
so
shredded. I don't know who that is.
Just watch. It gets kind of wild.
Oh man. Yeah.
He goes for a fast plant. Still goes to face. Doesn't matter how shredded you are. That kind of shingles doesn't care, man. Oh,
Dang.
dude, the slow. He's watching it happening. That
would have been
to be terrifying.
It would have been so much worse if he didn't have his hands out. But I mean, he still hit his face. But without a little bit of
it's still
resistance. Yeah, it's
messed
still hurt.
up jaw.
Yeah.
Dang, dude. I don't know. What do you say on
nobody
that one?
Nobody punches as hard as concrete. So
Truth.
That's probably in the 7s.
Okay.
I'd say
I
like a
respect that.
7. Yeah, we'll go flat 7 on
Okay.
that.
I like that.
Without the hands out, that's a mid 8 though.
I have so many good ones that it's like hard to even tell you.
I've probably seen a couple of them.
Probably, but we're gonna watch this one next. This one. Do you hear the slap? It scares me with the slap.
man.
Is the slap his head, and then he kicks himself in the head. There's
and his shoulder.
and he gets
like,
right in the nuts, right?
like where his shoulder is.
Yeah.
Like it looks like he doesn't have an arm. That's how.
So much break off goodness there. Because doesn't he get tagged in his nuts first?
It's close.
It is. It
It's
might
close.
not. It may have just hit his. But
I'm thinking that's like
he's
a broken shoulder. Like look
Yeah.
at that arm.
clearly the least of his worries is that part.
Yeah.
And again, like these are all like worst case scenarios on something like that. A lot of times you jump off and roll
Yeah.
and stuff like that, but sometimes it gets the best of you.
That's got to be. I think I'm putting it in the 9 club, bro.
Oh, really? I think the noise sells it, guys. We got a 9 club here, is what I'm saying. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
One more, we got to see it for the 9 club.
Do we have
baby.
to?
Yeah, for the 9 club. Dude, that slap.
Just
though, is
because
that his hand.
Like his shoulder is nowhere. His arm is.
And then he look at how much he's
Yeah.
scorpion over. I wanted to see the aftermath of that because I bet it's just him in a
It's
hospital bed.
gnarly. Yeah.
Got a 9 club, baby. I hope somebody at home's keeping track of all your scores of this.
Nobody is.
This is the other one that I loved, but this was just terrifying to me. So and he went down.
Yeah.
Look at him. Look how far that is. That's a 7-foot drop at least because it's a standard door plus a foot.
Luckily, it sounds weird, but luckily he like hit there
Yeah,
and then
that
hit his legs a little bit.
Slowed him down
Yeah.
a little bit, but still just a straight drop to your head.
Yeah.
That's terrifying, bruv. Terrifying.
Yeah. I mean that's 6'8".
Okay.
6'8".
Okay.
6'8", I would say.
Wonder what that aftermath looked like. But here, let's do a couple different ones that I really wanted to show you that just like this one, the physics just broke my brain.
Okay.
And it makes me happy, but it's still he's just bumping off of that little piece of concrete and catching air, right?
It's got to be. It has to be a thinner board to where he can bounce it like in the center like that, because there's no
know.
other way other than a bounce.
It's that first one that
But-
gets me.
Yeah, do you see not the first one but the second one where he lands back on it? You can see the middle of the board give a little, like not this one, but this one where he lands on it. Not this one, but this one where he lands on it with 1 foot. See how much it
There
gave?
was a lot more give. You're right there. But again,
Because yeah, other than that, I don't understand.
that's just one where it's just like listen, I worked at a hardware store forever, and the number one thing is like you always had to load stuff out with a 2-wheel cart, a dolly,
Yeah.
2-wheel dolly. And what you always like, my favorite thing was just coming back inside and you go to the door jamb and you hit it with the door jamb and it pops up, and I'd always like tweak it and I'm like, oh yeah, dude.
Right.
I did an X up,
Right.
and you're just kind of screwing around.
Little
But-
shifty.
So yeah,
A little shifty.
So
Ah.
I understand the physics behind it, but the way he does it, it just breaks my brain.
Yeah. He
So-
shouldn't be able to. And you gotta realize too, a lot of that. I mean, it's obviously very impressive still, but a lot of that's probably camera angle too,
Oh, you're right.
to where he's obviously getting up there, but he's not getting 3 feet like it looks.
I know,
like,
but
you
it
know?
but it looks crazy.
It does. It does.
looks crazy to me. So another one that I had that was there was I think it was in this. Yeah, this.
I saw this one.
Holy,
Yeah.
but like what?
Yeah, the little
you see
hippie
the
jump.
board?
Yeah,
It was going.
Yeah.
It was going away, and he's just like, nope, come back,
I have no idea how
and
he
then just
caught it.
escapes. He just hops up there.
Yeah,
This whole part is unbelievable.
Yeah.
If you've watched the part is insane.
I don't think I've seen the part.
It's a good part. You
I've
need
definitely
to check
seen
it
this
out.
clip though.
But this is just
yeah,
unbelievable to me. Just the commitment.
have you seen the one? It's similar to that.
Guys, I'm sorry. I'm gonna play it again. I didn't realize I wasn't on the right thing. Just watch. I'm sorry. It's at the bottom of the screen now. I apologize. Watch this. Just hops over
Yeah.
and gets wild.
Did you see the one where it's similar, but the guy's like, he lands a trick or something down a set or something, and he cruises, and then there's a guy and his dog, and the dog's like out, so the leash is right here, and he hippie jumps the leash in between them.
That just breaks my brain. Just the people who are so
confident
and just like, well, I'll just hippie jump it.
Yeah.
Don't everybody calm down.
I'll just trust that my board's right here.
And with that one, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was not.
He had to reach for it. That
That is an awesome thumbnail, by the way, that middle one.
Yeah, isn't that great?
It's such a perfect thumbnail.
That needs to be like on canvas on someone's wall.
Yeah.
Because everybody who skates will be like,
with the caption,
that's bad.
Skateboarding rules.
Yes, 100%. So I had, I think this is the other one that kind of broke my brain as well. That was so awesome.
Oh, I saw this one too because,
the confidence you have to have.
Didn't he break the window the first time?
No, not.
Or no, he
was
saying how it was crazy how he didn't break the window because. Who was it? Tori?
Yeah.
Tori broke a window similar to that?
Tori did, and Jamie Thomas did.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Jamie Thomas.
It was the Jamie Thomas video.
But this one's a door, so it's a little more secure.
Yeah, I guess. But it's just crazy, dude.
It absolutely is.
There's been so much. If you're not following everything skateboarding on Instagram and stuff, it is so worth it. Did we watch this one last time? This is just so crazy to me.
I don't know if we watched it, but I've seen it for sure.
That's gonna be a contender for trick of the year.
These tricks around the world or clips from around the world are always sweet.
Yeah, but the wherewithal of grabbing the board, twisting, and then throwing the board down perfectly, and then does a switch tray.
Because it's not like he just
turned 360, so no.
What do you call this? Like a misty flip, but then he spins an extra shove at the end.
Yeah.
And then just a casual tray. No big deal.
I
mean, if you can do that,
man.
hopefully you can tray flip. Not really.
Right?
Those are two completely separate skill sets.
I didn't know if we talked about that one, but that one broke me. And I don't think I've shown you this one. This one made me laugh as well.
I definitely saw the one with the dude in the hat. For sure.
That was a good one. He's an acrobat that I absolutely love more than anything, and he does these crazy, weird things. But this one he did with a skateboard, I'm like, oh, that's hilarious. Just watch him. He gets perfectly through, catches, jumps on. Woo!
I'm wondering, like, I believe it, but it also doesn't look believable. But
they're all acrobats.
Yeah,
this is like all they did. Like he does a ton of videos.
I love watching that stuff.
Let's see if I can. No, not that. Oh, I thought it would have him.
I'm the weirdo
Jacob Acrobat.
I'm the weirdo that watches gymnastics
this guy.
still. Because
this guy is so amazing. We'll watch a couple of his. You got to see this. Throws a grape.
Oh wow!
He's got a knife down in his crock.
That's not quite acrobatics, but that's still super impressive.
He does amazing stuff.
I love the double fake.
Yes.
I do like that.
If you haven't followed this guy, you got to follow this guy. But like this is amazing too. Watch.
And it's crazy because everybody has to jump lower than each other.
The timing has to be perfect. Let me see if I can find some of the
And the
ones.
throw has to be perfect.
Oh, 100%. Dude, he's just too funny. How amazing. It's so good. He just cracks me up. Unbelievable.
That's so
what this guy does.
Creative.
Anyway, yeah, he makes me so happy.
But like you can make so much money doing this.
Yeah.
But it's just like half of it obviously is the skill, but like I would argue even half of it's the creativity.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like nobody's doing stuff like that. So like a lot of people could do that.
Sure.
But it's to think of it and to incorporate it, like, and combine everything. That's really cool.
It's,
that's really awesome.
He makes me happy.
Yeah.
So I don't think I had any more of those that were that good, and we've watched these in the past.
Yeah.
So it's time to get back to this. So here we go.
Oh no.
This is a good one.
I'm good.
Whoops. Sorry, guys. Look at him. He's like, yeah, I'm fine.
You're not good. I'm not good.
Yeah. He just takes the header and then falls to his head again.
Dang.
He is all bloody. That is stitches and staples.
So is
galore.
he good or not?
Yeah, exactly. Fell in the back rooms. That's funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was a wild one as well.
That one, I mean, it sucks, but I feel like the damage is more than the pain on that one.
Yes.
To where it's like you got scraped up pretty bad, but that's like I'd give it like a mid 6-ish.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
It still sucks.
I agree with that. I really agree with that. It's all good. So
it still sucks, but
I honestly don't. Looking at this thumbnail, I don't remember what it is. Yes, I do.
It doesn't look good though. Oh.
I did that one just because Loki broke his arm.
Yeah.
I did that one specifically because I don't know if you've been skateboarding long enough. We've all done it.
What was it? A pebble? I'm
No,
assuming.
watch his foot.
Oh,
His
just
foot
wheel
got too
bite?
close to the wheel,
Yeah.
and then he snapped his arm. That's not how I broke my arm, by the way. Check the last episode. We'll
Right.
show you. I was doing something other than that. Leave me
Somebody
alone.
said deserved it. What is bro wearing?
I don't know if he deserved it, but gee willikers, that
I wouldn't have been upset to see him slam, but he didn't.
right, but he didn't deserve
He didn't
that.
deserve, you know,
Yeah,
brokenness.
yeah, he had actual broken arm. Ugh, this one.
Oh,
There it is. That's what we were waiting for. Goes down, but can't hold it, and that's broken ribs.
Yeah, I don't know if it got him in the ribs or just the stomach, but either way.
No, it got him upper chest.
Yeah,
It got him upper chestal area.
chestal area.
Shout out Stain Cook.
Yeah, like that's worse than you
And
think.
a rolled ankle. I didn't see that. Oh, he did. He
Oh,
rolled his
yeah.
ankle right before he hit. Why is that metal object even there? Yeah, good question. Yeah, that one made me feel things.
I'd give it an 8-ish.
Okay.
8-ish.
All right.
8.2 maybe. 8.3.
2, man. It's like it's hard to not have the full story with some of these.
Yeah.
Like
And the
with my
aftermath.
arm, you got. Did you give mine a rating?
No, I don't think
you
so.
did. I don't think we did.
Because
but
to
it's
be
fine.
honest with you, the slam didn't look all that bad. It was just
sure
the
didn't.
whiplash on the arm.
Which the breaking, yeah. So I wouldn't have given it that high either. But
'Cause that's
it
the
did
thing, like-
result in a
like,
high expense.
That's the context that you're talking about, though, because looking at the slam without knowing it's a broken arm,
Yeah.
you're like, that sucks. That's a 5, though.
Oh yeah.
You know? But then, like, this, like, homie could have just got right up and been like, you know, like,
That's also true. Without
You know?
knowing
Yeah.
what came of that, I'm gonna guess bruised or broken ribs with the ways there's-
definitely.
And then the next day he's gonna be like, man, why is my ankle all swollen?
Right.
It's crazy.
Those are some good ones, though.
I got one more. I know I've got this one. I'd like start emptying my Instagram saves, so I'm gonna do this one too, so we can see it. But this is the one that gives you the
This
throwback
is
feel.
posted.
He was on his head. He was on his head. Watch.
The slide.
Does
Dude,
he have an ear?
That's a breakdancer move. You know how they hit that slide?
I love when they do the aftermath, so you can
Yeah.
see him like, let me see all the raspberries, baby.
Where I want to see the side of his head.
Yes, because it looked like he went. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I forgot
that's
they did show.
not. That's
Oh,
not
so
nearly as bad as you
So
thought.
he
But that's the thing,
he
right
did
there.
rip his ear open though.
So right here, we're talking 8-ish again.
Yeah.
With the aftermath, 7.2.
Okay,
You know,
you heard
'Cause-
it here first.
he didn't. I mean, honestly, you know, you get that anywhere.
At least homie got to keep his ear.
Right. True.
Are you someone to comment?
Did you see that?
No. What?
Go back to that.
All right.
The second comment. And everyone in the graveyard chanting, "One of us, one of us." Turned into a meat crayon.
Oh, dude.
Interesting. Dude, the internet's undefeated.
It is.
There's never been a more true statement than the internet's undefeated.
That's true.
It's so funny.
Because it's just it could be somebody who's never commented but comes out of nowhere and they're just like, yep.
So what were you asking me about commenting?
So do you, like, I've never commented on a YouTube video in my life or on just any Instagram post, Facebook posts with, like, friends and stuff. I have,
Yeah.
but never just on a random one that I see where I'm like, oh, this is fun. I'm going to comment, blah, blah, blah. Never.
So
never.
not, I mean, rarely on Instagram or YouTube. I do interact a lot on Twitter, but that's the MMA side.
Oh, okay.
I don't, not necessarily on the skateboarding side,
Sure.
but the MMA Twitter is where it's at, and you can talk to a lot of cool people and stuff like that. But
even being a skateboarder and holding my own in the skateboard world, having a skateboard podcast, I still don't think I can hold a candle to like the proper skateboarding world because I'm just not that level. Like with a lot of like how people
and that refrains you from commenting, dude. Half of
kind
these people,
I don't want to. I don't know. I don't want to throw anything in the ring because I got nothing that's better than what else the.
well,
internet could throw
I
at.
guess thinking about it more, I probably am more of a commenter because
Bye, Jackie.
see you, Jackie, but because I want people, like, the way I think about it is when we had the podcast, I used that page as basically my personal page
Sure.
because I wanted to get the page more exposure.
Yeah.
So like sometimes, like, you know, I'll go through and like, I don't know how to explain it, but like I hope people like look at my page and be like, oh, you know, what's this Skate Ohio or what's this Off the Tongue
Sure.
Podcast Network?
Yeah.
And you know, like that would be why I do it to strangers anyway.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, I'm with you because you've told me before it's like really need to comment on people's videos.
Yeah,
Just even saying, hey, you're cool or whatever.
Yeah.
Just so more people will, the exposure on our end.
right.
And which I need to get back to doing, which I think
I'm
we were
not
doing that
great
for a
at
little
it
while.
either.
But we need to do that.
Like,
for
I
the
go
nonprofit.
I go on the Skate Ohio page and like, you know, go to the account and
Sure.
like I'm logged in or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I just went and followed like a million like Richland County things that I
Sure.
could. And I'm just, you know, like hearting pretty much everything
Sure.
to be like, see, you know, whoever's going to be like, hey, what's Skate Ohio? They
Yeah.
keep liking us a lot. You know?
Yep. I don't know. There algorithms and just
It's
social
annoying. I
media
hate
in
it.
general. It's just so hard to.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like people don't necessarily believe me, but I'm like, dude, I hate being on my phone all day.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, but you are. And it's like, I got stuff to do on my
Yeah.
phone and it sucks. Like,
Yep.
you got to make a flyer. Like, and I was thinking about this. Like, we're going to have to remake the whole flyer
We
again
are.
because of the new
We
Richland
changed.
Gives
Yep.
thing. And we could still have the Venmo Cashapp, but
Yep.
like, now we got to remake that.
Oh, because
like,
we're gonna have Zelle as well.
oh, are we okay?
Working on that
Yep.
too, so you can give directly
Mhm.
to the page instead of having to go through Cash App or anything. You can actually give direct.
Oh, is that how you do it on the website?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
So we're working on that. So that'll happen.
We're working on a lot.
There's so much that we're working
And
on.
what we worked on today.
Oh yeah,
Look at that
speaking of
transition.
that, yeah.
Ah, look at that professionalism, dog.
Segway.
That's 4 years in the making, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for
Where's my...
Skate Park.
Bam, 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 bam. It's the old Adult Swim music, people. I'm the only one old enough to know. So yeah, we were
You should
were
get some
working our butts off.
tsunami music, bro.
Ooh, I should do that next. I'll do another bumper and just I'll be able to alternate. Once I get my Stream Deck,
Right.
we could do all sorts of buttons and stuff, or make Tim do it, whatever.
But yeah,
Renfield.
today was fun. And today was the second day that you guys worked on it. I was only able to make it today, but
So
tell the
there's a-
people what we were doing, bro.
So the Braintree, which is a big like almost like shared workspace in Mansfield. That there's a couple different companies in this building, but at the top of the building on the third floor, they had like a bunch of skate obstacles in there, and the building was auctioned off. And I think there's some backstory to it, but anyway, all the ramps became in the possession of the people who own the building now, and they wanted them out of there. So shout out to Caleb. He's the one who originally started talking to him, and he made it known that we have the nonprofit and that they should donate them to us. So I sent them a gift in kind for what they deemed the ramps were worth. And now the ramps are ours. So
Right.
in there was there's a half pipe, a 4 foot tall It's got
It's in between a mini ramp and a half pipe, basically.
yeah, because it's 4 foot tall. It's got good transition and stuff. And
It's a little more vertical than most mini ramps. So I see.
It's a half pipe.
I see what you're saying now that I see it.
Yeah. So your mini ramps are usually 3 foot and below.
Yeah.
Getting
and
4 foot and above, you get half pipe.
You know, a mini ramp angle is like this usually. This has some.
Has some vert, baby.
A little bit, yeah.
Do some kickflip fakies in there. But so we got that. We were parting out the half pipe today.
Mm-hmm.
We got that pretty much done. That was a lot of work.
I would say it is done. Everything's all stacked up and
it's true.
Ready to go.
But the other part was there was this giant platform, and it had to have been 28 feet by 16 feet at least. It was this huge platform that sat 4 foot in the air. And so that couldn't really be used for anything other than lumber, but it gave us so much lumber we're going to be able to build stuff with. It also has a fun box that is 12 foot wide, and it had 4 banks on it and then 2 sets of stairs. And we got that. And then there's another quarter pipe that's ours as well. It's a way more mellow quarter pipe, and I think that one's only like 3 foot. There's a small wall ride feature that'll probably get disassembled and used for lumber as well. And then a couple manual pads, a small
one and then
like
a big
4 foot high, a 4-inch high manual pad I think
probably
it's
4 foot wide too.
It's 4 foot wide, and I think it's 12 foot long.
I would
guess.
It's
a small manual pad, a short manual pad, but it's dope.
Yeah.
So we got that.
It's so heavy.
It is really heavy.
It's made extremely well.
And then we've got a good box, which is just like a taller manual pad. That one sits probably 16 inches. And
you think
rails
that
on
tall?
both sides.
Yeah, it's probably a little bigger than a foot.
Inches. It might
Maybe
be a
little
foot.
bit.
It might be a foot.
Yeah, right around there.
So we got that, and then there was another bank that went to the half pipe.
That thing's steep.
It is.
And
it's kind of like, remember the wedge that I had? When is that? Nobody could figure out how to ride it.
Somehow your wedge was built way better than this one.
That's very true. This one is, we basically.
This one has a weight limit of 135, basically.
Yeah. So most likely what we'll do is we'll disassemble it and then use the angles and stuff and like trace everything and then reinforce it and rebuild it.
Yeah.
And make it a little better. But we have all of these things to play with. So the idea right now is everything's going out to Stoke Run because Caleb has the place to, store everything. And we'll be able to have room out there to rebuild, reimagine a lot of the stuff that we're taking out of there, build new obstacles, and then it'll be able to be skated. If you go out to Stoke Run, there'll be a ton of new obstacles.
A little more skate friendly.
On the one end by the foam pit in Stoke Run, they took that waterfall feature out, which was just basically like a bank flat, and then vert wall, and then 2 big hubbas on either side. All that came out.
I understand, like it was set up essentially to be for bikes in there.
It was, yeah.
But it's like, what is that feature? Like
I mean, if you were there for their they just had go check out Stoke Run's page and everything, but they just had USA BMX World Qualifying event there, and those dudes know how to ride that thing.
But I don't think they hit it, or I didn't see any video.
They did. There was guys who were hitting the first bank, launched over the second bank, and went up the vert wall.
Okay,
so there's a lot of stuff you can do. Back in the day, there was somebody who launched from that quarter on the other side to the other side over the foam pit.
Oh wow!
So I mean,
that's massive. That foam pit's what, like
16,
12 foot?
It's 16 or
across?
17. Yeah, because it's like 16 with the deck, so it's like maybe 18 feet.
Dang.
It's insane. The dude just cooked it and launched all the way over.
Yeah, some of the stuff they were doing, I saw. Did I see a double backflip? I feel like I saw a double backflip.
There was one double backflip over the box.
Double backflip.
The over the box guy did a 360 triple down whip.
Yeah, that was epic.
That's spinning your bike around 3 times while you're turning 360 in the air, but you're doing it on a downward angle so you can catch and go.
It's kind of like a tabletop tail whip type almost.
And the table's turning your bike sideways, so the down whip is just like it's the angle that you're at as you're spinning. So you can come into it's insane. But there was some crazy stuff done there.
Yeah.
But again, it was all built for that. But that side where that waterfall was, we're going to put in a ton of different skate features. There'll be some other changes coming to the other side where there's some skate stuff. Caleb has some good ideas that we're going to just try to build out for him. Now we have the lumber to do so. So shout out to Braintree and the people who are running it there. Shout out Zach. Thank you for getting us in there, letting us disassemble and work and all that. Every time I say disassemble, all I can think of is, remember the movie Short Circuit?
I don't think so.
With Johnny Five? No disassemble? Where are my other
I'm just thinking of
the
opposite of Avengers. Like when I hear disassemble. It's like disperse.
Get out
Avengers, disperse.
Cheese it. So yeah, that's what we were working on today.
Yeah.
And we had to take all the sheeting off the half pipe. And then it's in 2 8-foot sections and 2 4-foot sections, so it's 12 foot wide.
The puzzle piece to put it back together is gonna be
crazy.
It's gonna be a trip.
We used letters, numbers, and Roman numerals so that we knew what went with.
I said Roman numerals, and I didn't think we were gonna actually do it. And then the first thing, because the first Roman numeral is basically an I,
right? And
he wrote an I, and I'm like, is that a Roman numeral or is that a letter? What are we going with? And then I see the 2, and I'm like, okay, here we go.
Yep. Secret of the U's, right?
We have to remember Roman numerals. This is how we're going to remember. The Roman Empire
first
was way back in the day, and every man thinks of it a ton of times a day, apparently. Did you hear about that? It's crazy. You didn't hear about that? We don't need to dive into it, but essentially some psychologist or something came out with some type of study that said men think about the Roman Empire like way too many times a day. So it was going around for a long time, people asking like, when's the last time you thought about the Roman Empire? And it's like, never, dude. And like, it's like, who was this guy talking to?
Yes.
That like, yeah.
Like I've listened to some podcast in the last month, maybe that may have mentioned.
Sure, maybe, yeah.
But it's not something I think of on the daily.
Yeah. So it was just interesting. But
it's funny.
So Roman numerals first, and then ABCs 1, 2, 3s.
Yes.
There we go. So that's how we can remember.
Yeah, ABCs, easy as 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
And then we had to draw arrows to make sure it's like the right way, because we're like,
you're like, a C looks the same upside down,
and so does the I and the H, and it's like, oh no.
I'm glad Tanner thought of that, because I didn't.
Nope.
I was just like, man, it's gonna be like this, man.
God, I hope I can be there when we put it back together, because
it's gonna get wild.
I honestly think like I would love to be there. Because I think it would help to have more brain power to be like, wait.
We're just all standing around going,
wait.
I
think this one went this way. No, but then that one but then this one had to go this way.
But then this doesn't fit.
Right.
That's the problem. We have this numbered and it doesn't fit.
We're gonna run into that at least twice.
Yeah, I think we're trying to rethink the half pipe as well when we put it back up. Trying to make some more room. I mean, we have thrown out so many different ideas, and I think everybody make sure you're following the Stoke Run pages as well, because Caleb said that he wants to try and have a public brainstorming session at some point.
Yeah, he's always open to that stuff too. He wants to hear, what everybody wants and really honestly what everybody would come out for.
Sure. I mean, whatever's going to equal butts and seats, baby.
Yeah. And there was some talk today about some of the stuff that might get renovated or changed on the outside as well.
Oh yeah.
But that's obviously probably a few months away. We're going to focus on the indoor stuff at the time,
right? Because of the season we're in and all that.
Yeah. But there's a lot of big stuff happening. I'm really excited.
No, man, it's all good, and it honestly just kind of soothed the soul a little bit to be in there and disassembling some skate stuff like what I used to do all the time.
So Brent from Stoke just messaged me about the story of I put up, and he said,
gotcha.
"Is that the beautiful mini that Caleb told me about yesterday?"
Sure is.
Yes, it is.
Sure is, buddy.
It is. It's beautiful, especially if it gets resurfaced.
Yeah, because all this stuff had masonite on it. And if you don't know what masonite is, here we go, back to the basics, just so you know. When you're building skate obstacles and stuff, when it's inside, it's not bad to throw a layer of masonite on. What is masonite? It's very thin. It's like 1/8 of an inch, quarter an inch maybe. It might be, actually it's 3/16, I think, if I remember correctly. It doesn't matter. But it's what it is. It's real thin, but it's made out of a certain material called masonite. But it's if it gets wet, it becomes oatmeal.
Yeah.
So you can never use it outside. I remember one of the first ramps I built at my house. I put some on it because I'm like, oh, it's so smooth. I'm gonna put it on there. First rain, it just became mush.
Right.
I didn't know, so I learned. But anyway, so
You learn the hard way.
A lot of the stuff that we're taking back to Stoke Run is going to be resurfaced in ramp armor. So that's good.
Yeah.
And then there's just a lot of the things that are coming from there, just so you guys know as well, is the winter sessions that will be coming up, which are happening in February.
Yeah.
That will be all of that lumber and stuff. I'm going to be building some crazy stuff.
And we should probably mention it too, just because, the weather is changing and a lot of people are asking about the winter sessions. Just kind of real quick.
They're happening.
Last year we did them in February, and the reason we did that is because of, obviously we got multiple holidays coming up in the next couple weeks, New Year's, all that kind of stuff. And then January, we got
to decompress.
Yeah,
man.
we got to relax for like a second.
100%.
And then, with
I'm going to Disney World in December. Just saying.
With global warming and all that or whatever. But like the weather's obviously been weird in Ohio to where it used
the latter half is where it gets wild.
Yeah, it used to snow sometimes in September growing up.
Oh yeah.
And now we're not seeing snow ever until December.
Nope.
So
at least
with that, like the winter sessions are great and stuff, but with the weather like this, it allows people.
Today was 60-some degrees.
Yeah,
yesterday was nicer. Yesterday was a nice day.
Yeah.
It was like 65 degrees, perfect skating weather.
Yeah,
and it is November something.
17th. So you have options to skate and things like that. We want to do these in the winter where there's like pretty much nowhere else. We obviously have Stoke this year, which is great.
But the tail end of it too, starting in February, that's when, like, right after the major holidays and everybody's decompressed afterwards, and then February is where like the winter blues hit.
Right, where everybody's sad.
Like, it is not spring
sad
yet.
Boy season.
It's so much the sad boy season, and it's just last year it worked out so well because by the end, like the 31st of March was like our last when we had the event. And it was like right after that the sorry, my kids are yelling.
You're good.
We are in your basement. Chill. Give us a minute. Sorry, my kids are yelling at me. But that tail end, like we ended on March 31st, and then it's like after that is when it slowly starts to warm back up. So this winter session really gives us that option to like kind of glide through those blues and have something to look forward to every week. And it was great last year because we were able to I made the obstacles different every week somehow.
Right.
I changed them up a little bit.
And
they're all movable and everything.
Added more stuff as it went on too.
True.
And this year with the stuff that we're getting now, like
I'm gonna build some good stuff.
The options are just, through the roof. And
that was it. Last year I was using a ton of our donations to get boards so the people coming would have something to skate.
Right.
And like this year we'll kind of try to do both. But the thing is like we can focus more on making sure we have the boards because we have the lumber to build whatever we want.
We have so much
lumber from all this stuff that we're going to be able to build some good obstacles.
And I will say, at least last year and this year as well, and most likely for the foreseeable future, I would say, we haven't really discussed it, but like these are free sessions. Like they're always going to be free. So like, any donations you want to send, would help. But
it's a lot of work. It takes me roughly 2 hours to just set up what we have week to week once it's going. And there's just a ton of work behind the scenes that has to happen for these sessions to work.
Dude, and I think I've mentioned it. I know I've mentioned it before. I don't know about on here or whatever. But just like in general with like all the stuff we're doing, like it just keeps clicking every now and then. It's like all of this is for free.
Oh,
like we're
everything we're
literally
doing.
Haven't taken a dime, will not take a dime, will not take a penny. And it's great and this is how we like it and it's wonderful. But it's like it's so much work.
It's a lot of work.
It's so much.
And we love doing it.
Yeah. All good. This is not complaints, but
so yeah, and come the beginning of the year, I think January will be a part of. I know, you're going to see a brand new studio come soon where I'm completely rebuilding and having a legit studio.
Yep.
and I'm just kind of saving up for that. It's going to cost me a ton of money out of my own pocket to be able to do so, and which isn't bad. I'm trying to elevate the level of my house and all that stuff, and reinvest in all of that, but make it.
You got to spend money to make money.
It's true, but
that we don't get any of.
But you will see.
But it's good.
There'll be some stuff that's going to happen with the Teach a Dummy podcast that I have and Skate Mansfield. It's going to kind of combine, and we're going to make it bigger and better, add more other features. We'll probably have a Patreon at that point where that you guys can get a ton more features and other things that we'll be able to offer that way that will kind of help ease the burden of at least the podcast side and all the work that we do through this, because this takes a lot of work too.
Yeah, and I feel I don't even know what I was going to say at this point. Lost my train of thought.
All good. We were just talking about, the podcast will change a bit, but for the better.
Yeah. And
we're going to try to, just make it work better for all of us.
We'll make it work. We started with $0. We still got $0, and we've come a long way. So,
and all of the things that we're doing, like my computer needs upgraded to be able to do things better. We need to really. I'd love to have it set up so that at all times we could come downstairs and just start recording. I can start doing some streaming through Twitch more. Do some other things like some reviews or some. Playing session on here, watch-alongs and all that. But we need to have everything set up to where it's just kind of a plug and play. Where I can, because right now it's like we have to figure out the camera every time, readjust, do everything, and then make sure that everything's connected properly and do all those things. But if you ever think about a podcast, if you ever want to do one, there's a lot of things you have to think of for it to work properly.
When people used to ask me like, "Hey, I'm about to start a podcast. Like, what do you recommend?" And I'm like, "Well, you could do a podcast for free."
Yeah.
Or you could do a podcast for $10,000.
Yes.
So like you tell me, because that's the thing like we found as we go, me and Steve way back in the day 4 some years ago started with $60.
Yeah.
And that was
I think that's how we started too.
It was just audio only, but that was a $60 pack of 2 mics, 2 boom arms and everything. And it's like, dude, we have a lot more now. Like, it's just, you
have to slowly. If you don't have the cash to do something big outright, you got to slowly accumulate, and it's okay. Like I had some music stuff, so I had a mic that wasn't great, and then Tim had a mic which also wasn't great. It was
we bought that thing too after a couple weeks that I gave you. I think
which thing. This thing, the DMC.
I gave that to you forever ago. I forgot about
long
that.
Ago. Yeah, it's still here.
That was when I was living in Lexington too.
Yeah, but all of that, like, it's just accumulated over time, and you just kind of keep doing research, keep trying to like, how do I make this better?
And then you keep running into small issues, and you're like, what can I do to make this better? And they're like, we got an option, but it's $250, and you're like okay, give it to me.
Yep. And it's so that.
And then you plug that into the computer, and the computer's like, "Wait, what are you trying to do?" And it's like, "I don't know, man. You tell me."
And it's like, well, sit down, because you're not gonna like my answer.
It's gonna take you a couple hours. So, even though it was advertised as plug and play, it's gonna take you a couple hours.
But the big part of it is to really try and have a sit down and just work option.
Yeah.
And when we do, you're gonna see way more content from us. We're gonna have more interactive content as well. It's going to get better. It's going to take some time, but I'd say 2024, we're going to work hard.
2024 is going to be awesome. Like I'm sure we say it every week, but like every time we record, there's just new, bigger plans that are just added to the schedule. And it's like,
bro, since last time, I am speaking in front of a ton of people on December 14th about our cause and everything, and there's the people with big...
Do you know what time that is? I don't know if you ever told me.
It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
But there's a ton of people in the Richland community and Richland Chamber of Commerce. I'm talking to them about what we do and what our cause is and what our plans are going forward, and asking them to invest in us, because we're trying. And then I'm also I'm doing a couple other small speaking engagements, and through this like Connected Mid Ohio, I found so many people, and they're all just like, hey, I see what you're doing, we're gonna help. We don't know how yet,
Right.
but we're working on it.
And that's the thing, like schedule wise, I haven't been able to make it. It's just a conflict with the schedule.
Sure.
But like even with that, like I've just seen how nice everybody is in that
It's
group,
amazing.
and like
it's
you
just
know.
encouraging to go.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
everybody's like, we love what you're doing. Keep doing what
Right.
you're doing. I'm like, thank you. It's like hard because like in this, you're working so hard, so many hours, and a lot of times you'll get the hey, we like what you're doing. It's like, okay, cool, thank you.
Right.
But when you have other people in your community who are doing work and they understand what the sacrifice is, telling you like, hey, keep going, you're doing
And that's
good
the
things.
thing.
It feels good.
That is kind of the, I don't want to say it's a difficult part, because like we're gonna do this regardless of any
True.
acknowledgement. You know, that's not why we do this.
It helps.
I don't.
though.
Yeah, I don't care about recognition. I know you don't care about recognition, but and we went into this knowing that there's going to be very little recognition for a very niche thing
Yeah.
that not many people care about, and that's great. But when we do get those compliments, man, like I was telling you
Feels good.
what Trav said earlier,
Yeah.
and I was like, what? Like,
Yeah.
like I don't even want to put it out there because it was so nice. It's like,
I don't
What?
even
Like,
know what
that's
to
crazy.
Say.
Yeah, so shout out to him, and shout out to everybody that
shout
has
out-
said stuff. But
shout out to Trav and shout out to Rocky. Shout out
Yep.
to Brendan. Shout out to you. Shout out to Tanner and Caleb for all help.
Engage and everybody.
For helping us at the Braintree.
Yeah.
If I was there by myself, it would have taken. I mean, I wouldn't even have the platform done yet.
Yeah, we had a crew of 3 people for the majority of the time we were there. There was some people, you know, Caleb and Tanner and Brandon stayed a little after we left too, so they probably got a lot done. But just with us 3 at the beginning for 2.5 hours, whatever, we got pretty much the whole half pipe torn apart.
Oh yeah,
Except the bottom couple screws, and that's about it. And the deck, I saw them take apart the deck a little bit, but
Yep, and then there's the deck on the other side, which is fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
When-
the community wants. I mean, we're gonna make something
Yeah.
happen. This community needs it.
when the hands multiply, things get done way quicker.
So much faster.
yeah, so thank you to everybody that's come out,
Yeah.
build stuff at Liberty and everything like that. Even if you just came out to support, or as we were saying, hey, this is ready to skate, come skate, dude. When the round rail, the 16-foot rail got installed. And, you know, I forget who, Tanner, maybe Gage, made a post that said, hey, this will be ready by noon or whatever it was. And there was probably 12 people out there just all skating it and stuff, and little kids running around and families and people just
So
that
great.
didn't even skate, that just came out and popped a chair down, you know, right on
That's
one of the
so
tennis
great.
courts and watched and stuff. Like, he was one of the friends of Brennan and them. So,
Sure.
you know, but like, it's just like, I haven't seen that in the skate community ever,
Right.
you know, like to where I've never seen more than 10 people skate at a time in like one group.
Sure.
Like, you know, if you go to a skate park or whatever, but like our group in Mansfield, like, it's just cool to see.
It's awesome.
And that, to be honest with you guys, that is the satisfaction for me.
Yeah.
You know, like the praise, you know, and acknowledgement and all that, whatever, like, that's cool, and we're very thankful for it and very grateful. But like, I just like seeing things happen.
Oh yeah.
That's the success for me, is to see everybody skate it and see, you know, 8 people or whatever hit a board slide in a row.
Yeah. That was
And then,
dope.
dude, even that, like, I was more happy about the celebration than the trick, because I saw everybody like, yes, we did it. Like, this was awesome. High fives. And I was like, that's what it's about right there.
100%.
So I love it. I
And
love
also,
it.
Like the most rewarding thing for me was when we had the event this past February or March it was, at the end. And then at the end,
That was
saw
awesome.
donations come in, and just afterward, once I got it all cleaned up and I finally got home, like I couldn't enjoy it in the moment because we're working so hard. I'm skating and announcing and
Yeah.
all that stuff. It was crazy. And it was just such a whirlwind of just trying to see people say hi, just try to be encouraging.
Make sure you
people,
talk
do
to
this,
everybody,
do
but
this, do that, and then like bounce around and make sure everything's running right and make sure there's no problems happening and
right.
doing all that. And then I
Everything
finally
went
got
so
home
smooth. Yeah.
and my mom was there and my wife was there, and they're like, you made this much money, and and this and this, and here's what you have and all that, and it's just like it was a great event and all that. It's just like once I was finally like alone by myself, it was just almost overwhelming. I'm like, holy crap, we did something amazing today.
I don't know. I'm
so
lost
excited
for words.
Dude, I'm so excited for winter sessions again, especially if I can build some dope stuff, because I have unique things in mind.
Right.
I want weird fun stuff to skate, as well as quarter pipes and rails and boxes and manual pads. I want to put some weird stuff out there, because that was my favorite thing as a builder, to be like, I'm gonna build this weird thing. I want to see what
see Sam Sides just send it off of it or whatever.
It's one of those things. It's like as soon as like you would show up somewhere and you would put it down,
right?
And
you just step back and watch,
and you're just like, what are they gonna do?
Right.
And then you just see people just kind of start hitting it. They're like, what is this thing?
Where'd this come from?
Anybody see it? What's going on?
You're just like Homer Simpson in the bushes, like backing in, like,
just looking a little bit, and then you see people start doing weird stuff, and it's like, I was not envisioning it when I built that. That's so great. Like, I have one thing that's like my crowning achievement of weird built thing that I love. I had it. I'll have to play it sometime. I found the video again, but I was just making a quarter pipe, and I was being as frugal as I could, and I was building it out of one piece and blah blah blah, doing all this. But the excess of what I cut the quarter pipe out of, I'm like, it'd be cool to skate. If I could put that together, it'd be dope to skate. And I used all the scrap that I had, and it was like a foot wide, and it was just a hump that just kind of, and it was an awkward angle, so it was kind of flat up, and then it humped over at the end. And I put rails on. I put
iron on
all of that, and then ribs and plywood, and then I found some rails, and I put those on, and I'm like, this is awesome.
Right.
So, and at one point it was just fun just rolling up and grinding over, and I'm like, that's dope. And then I'm like 5-0 tail slide down that little part.
Right.
And then you're just like, oh, let me get the rail out. I got the rail out and angled, put the back of the rail up so the rail's like this, and I went over the hump, and then once I get to the top of the hump, I ollied the board slide down the rail. I'm like, that's what I love about building. I'm like, oh man, how weird can we get with what this thing is?
Right.
It's great. So we have all the lumber. I'm
There's
gonna make
so much
weird stuff with this.
Especially because if we're not using that masonite, you can just use it for so much stuff.
Oh yes, there's
a ton.
There's a lot of the stuff that we can start. Whatever, like
there's gonna be like 20 sheets of masonite between that and the box.
Maybe more because of what was on that platform.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Yeah, so we may have like 30, 40 sheets of masonite, which we could do something with. Yeah. I don't know. But anyways, so stay tuned for all of that. Thank you to the Off the Tongue Podcast Network for having us on there. Thank you for the new guys who are on there. You know who you are. Don't laugh like that. I know why you're laughing. You think I don't know who it is? It's funny, and that makes it okay.
Yes.
And I can see their logo. I can't think of what it's called.
This is called a cliffhanger, and why don't you search Off the Tongue Podcast Network on Spotify, and you'll find it. And put it in the comments and tell BJ he couldn't remember, but because you're an honorary part of the network. We love you. Check out Richland Gives for real.
Please.
It's going to be in the link in the description. It's going to be there from here on out because I didn't realize this page is for year long.
Which is crazy to me.
Yeah, so like we can just use this now, which is great.
It's a nice
check it out.
way to do it.
There's an option to do like monthly stuff if you want to donate $2 a month. It all helps, quite literally, $1 a month. You can do a one-time payment. There is the option I noticed on there to pay with Apple Pay, which is great. So you
see that.
I know all of you guys under 25 have your card linked to your phone.
And you got
hit the link.
$2 sitting.
Hit the link. And, just contemplate. You know what I mean? But
take a look at it. Look at the things that the good things we've done so far. We put a lot on there.
And what is it? The 28th, I believe, is Giving Tuesday.
Tuesday after Thanksgiving.
Yes. And that's a day where it's the end of basically the Richland Gives type fundraiser type thing, whatever you want to call it, the event.
Yes.
But they have the option to match certain donations and things like that if we hit certain criteria.
Yeah.
So if you want to donate Feel free to wait until Tuesday the 28th. You don't have to, though. But yeah, if you want to, that would help us out quite a bit.
I guess we're at the end of another episode, so I guess there's only one thing left to do, right?
Go skate. Do it.